This week marks the beginning of the 4th edition of the Belgian Week. The event, organized by BEROBA, the Belgian and Romanian Business Association, with the participation of His Excellency, the Ambassador of Belgium in Romania, Thomas Bachland, was dedicated to the gastronomy and food industry in Belgium. And it enjoys the participation of two special guests. Alex Verhoeven, elite chef and owner of the restaurant Fleur du Sel in Belgium, and chocolatier Laurent Gerbeau. For the Belgian-Romanian Cooperation Television, BRCT, I'm Ana Iriciuc, and I invite you to watch the press conference organized on this occasion.
Welcome to the Hotel Pullman, World Trade Center. First of all, I would like to introduce you to Mr. Ambassador, Thomas Bachland. Et nous avons aussi le président Beroba, voilà, Monsieur Alex Cox, le maître chocolatier the Master Chocolate, with Mr. Laurent Gerbeau, and our chef from Belgium who just arrived, voilà, Monsieur Alex Verhoeven.
Let me start. The idea of the 4th edition of the Belgian Week is to let Belgium be known with the Romanian public in general, but specifically in the economic fields. It's about trade and investments between our two countries. Romania and Belgium don't have to be introduced to each other. And it's the relationship between two countries is so varied that we've decided to do it per team, per sector each year, so that we will, after quite a few years, have a total view on our bilateral relations. This year we chose as theme food, gastronomy and food. It's an easy theme for us, also for Romania. Think about it. How many times per day do you eat? So we will try to make you think while you eat. Think about Belgium. If we can get that to you, it was a successful week. To enhance this sensation, we have at this table, I call him Mr. Chocolate. And there we have Mr. Gastronomy. Both go together, huh? Don't worry. We had, before this press conference, a chocolate tasting event with some explanations. And during the rest of the week, here in the Pullman, we will have Alex Verhoeven, who will devise some dishes at different events that are being organized in this hotel. Gastronomy, food, is in economic terms very important. You first have the direct export and import of food from Belgium to Romania, but you have the rest that goes with it. First you have the transportation of the food. Then you have the packaging. You have the distribution. You have the warehousing. You have the food treatment and the food machinery. If you start thinking about food in these terms, it's an enormous economic activity that is being done in Belgium and in Romania, all to feed you every day. To have a nice, it's not only about energy for the rest of the day, it's also about a good experience with some senses, like taste, but also the eye. That's the theme of this week. I hope you will enjoy, and I hope you also will learn my country through your taste buds and your daily food. Alain, it's yours.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm very delighted to announce you the 4th edition of our Belgian Week of Beroba. I would like to say some words about the association Beroba. So we were founded in 2013. Let's say that we have it's the fourth year that we are now active. We reach, for the small community that we have here in Romania, about 75 members, which is for our community a nice figure. Related to the activities of the past year, we can say that we also launched Beroba in Transylvania, where we did several activities in Cluj and in Sibiu. We organized as an association several corporate company visits. We organize on a monthly basis nearly power lunches where we invite special persons about a special theme to discuss in a small community. One of the biggest successes so far was the HR seminar that we had in January in Cluj. It was very attractive and a lot of people came there. Now, related to the Belgian Week, first of all, I would like to thank our partners, the Belgian Embassy, AWEX, FIT, and then the Delegation Bruxelles-Wallonie. Of course, I would like also to thank our sponsors, WDP, Esters, VPK Packaging, BCVO Logistics, CGK, Omniform, Mega Image, Accor Hotels, Lawyer Office Grey Dufault, and GDM Electronics. In the handouts that you receive, you have the program of this week. I think there is plenty of activities this week where everyone will find his choice. And the main activity, I can tell you, is our gala dinner on Wednesday evening. And therefore, we invited a special one to prepare this gala dinner. Is our cook on my left side, Alex Verhoeven. It's yours.
For the gala dinner, we are not going to make the typical Belgian classic as we know it, like l'asperge à flamande, but we're going to make our own interpretation of the dishes that we find attractive. So I think I can't say a lot more about that, except you have to taste it. So, thank you.
Okay.
We'll take your questions now.
Marian Crăciun from the French magazine. Alex, how do you see the Romanian cuisine?
How do I see the Romanian cuisine?
Do you like
Well, yeah. Yeah, I know it. So I have some girl working with me. She's from here and she's in my kitchen. So she tells me like a lot of recipes and sometimes we make it for the staff. I know it, but some dishes are a little bit too funky for me. So sometimes I think it's okay. That's a little bit too much for me. But it's a good cuisine. I think it's more difficult to make it like reinvent it. The Belgian cuisine is easier to reinvent than the cuisine you have. So that's what I think.
Don't worry, everybody eats well, everywhere.
Alors, pour Monsieur l'ambassadeur et pour le président de la Beroba, la première question est liée à ce type d'événement, c'est la 4e édition. Alors, quel est l'effet concret que vous avez constaté après les 3 éditions et est-ce que cet effet vous fait continuer à organiser cet événement qui, j'imagine, n'est pas facile à mettre en place?
Alors, je vais commencer par dire, je suis arrivé ici il y a 6 mois. Donc, je n'ai aucune expérience.
Alors, monsieur le Président,
mais il n'y avait aucun problème pour moi pour continuer sur la lancée de mon prédécesseur. Entre autres, parce que Beroba était friand d'avoir une 4e édition. Et ils ont une 4e édition parce que les trois premières ont été utiles pour Beroba. Sinon, il n'aurait jamais demandé de continuer. Mais le reste de la réponse, c'est pour M. Alain Scott.
Je dois dire que pour organiser, c'est pas si facile, c'est vraiment difficile. Mais je voudrais quand même dire que on veut continuer à faire ça, parce que je pense que pour les sociétés belges, c'est très utile, uniquement sur le niveau de rencontre des autres gens. Et je pense que la nourriture est la bonne manière de le faire. Avec du chocolat, avec la bonne bière belge, pourquoi on ne peut pas continuer? Et c'est vraiment utile de continuer, d'organiser cette semaine belge. Maintenant, on a pris le choix de un peu faire moins, parce qu'au départ, c'était une semaine pleine. Mais l'idée, c'est quand même que les gens aient autant de réserver leur week-end pour eux, et on doit se concentrer pendant la semaine.
So the question was if it's useful to have this kind of activity, and if the three first editions of the Belgian Week were useful for Beroba. The fact that we do a fourth edition means that it has been useful, and it's not easy to organize this. It takes a lot of work. In fact, we started for now we are in April. We started the first meetings to organize this last year. So it's not an easy, and we concentrated. We did it a bit shorter than the previous editions. Also because we wanted to have more concentrated happenings during the week, so that your weekends would be free.
What I would like to add to this Belgian week is that our gala dinner is becoming a tradition. And many times out of the response that I get from some people is that, when is the gala dinner? For the rest of the Belgian week, they are not so interested, but this one is the key event of the week. So I think we have to continue with this young tradition, but we need to continue this, and we have to build around some events, seminars, whatever.
So I was invited to another Belgian week a month ago in Nairobi, Kenya. And so I start to be the specialist for Belgian week. It's 2 times already in a month.
So next year I can ask you again, okay.
And it was really, really amazing, because as you said, your job is not to be event manager or catering manager. And then you see the whole team of the embassy, of the business association around, starting to be like a catering specialist, jazz manager, band, and so on. And it's only possible with the enthusiasm and the help of everybody. And first of all, the sponsor, because without sponsor for the transport, for the hotel, and so on, is not possible. So it's always made with a limited budget, but with the enthusiasm of all the parts to make it fantastic for the country where we are welcome. And it's really interesting to see how people like Belgian beer, Belgian chocolate, Belgian food, and how the restaurant, the gala dinner or the normal dinners are packed. So it's really a lot of enthusiasm for the country where we are to do it. And I think that's why also it's a success, and we must keep on making it, inviting new chefs, new chocolatier, new microbrewery or industrial brewery to present you our product. And but I know it's a big effort from the organization or for the staff to make it. So thank you a lot for making it.
Thank you. And we're talking about the dinner. It's also work, huh? So there are business meetings. There's a special mission of the Belgian meat organization now in Bucharest. They're going to have contacts with their counterparts in the meat industry in Romania. It's a lot of fun to eat nice chocolate and to have good meals, but there's a lot of work around it between the businessmen, and that's also very important. It's about the economy, it's about jobs, it's about wealth creation, also with food.
And what I see here, I just talked like for a half hour with the chef. I see products of Romania that could be interesting for Belgium. So maybe that's an interesting thing, so we can import things from Romania. that are new for chefs like us, because we find things in Japan, China, Australia. We find all kind of products everywhere. But Romania is not that known for bringing products to Belgium in the culinary world. So maybe that's an interesting thing.
I'm always looking for new fruit, new berries, new spices to mix with chocolate, and new taste. So the gastronomy of the other country is always a good influence. And for the business, I'm not planning to open any other shops outside Brussels, but we export a little bit. It's a small production, it's very artisanal. And then we will first start a small collaboration with Patrick, and then we will see later what's going on and how is the response of the market. But just know I'm not franchising.
No, just prospecting. Just see, maybe you have some ideas. New ideas.
As chef, we are always open eyes, open ears, and open taste buds.
Thank you.
Yes.
In social media and also on the internet, a lot of people are really excited about city breaks to Brussels or to Bruges. Or how attractive is Belgium to the Romanian tourists, and how do you plan on making it even more tempting?
I don't have the exact figures about the Romanian tourists going to Belgium for different reasons. One of them is Romania is member of the European Union. You can freely travel to Belgium or to Budapest. I mean, so it's very difficult for the people holding statistics to know what is really happening. And we don't have statistics from our tourist office. Secondly, a lot of Romanians are living in Belgium. 150,000, the latest count. And they all have their families coming over. So let's say it's uncontrollable. And we don't want to control it. I mean, you're always welcome in Belgium. Same thing the other way around. We don't know how many Belgians come to Bucharest. I hear from my children that it is a great place to be, especially in the evenings.
Yes.
I hear it from my children. I don't know it myself. I'm of another generation, maybe. But so all these visits back and forth in tourism, it's very difficult to get a good grasp on. There's something very specific for Belgian-Romanian relations, and that is what we call the people-to-people relations. We have a lot of families in Belgium that have contacts for 25 years with Romanian families after the revolution. And it's still going on. So Romania is well known in Belgium. I think Belgium is well known in Romania. And that people-to-people business is one of the nice things between Belgium and Romania. And it has some economic effects too, that's for sure. Yes?
Mr. Ambassador, I would like to ask you, what is the evolution of the bilateral trade in the last 2-3 years, and what is the outcome for this year? What are your targets?
So now we are at almost 1.5 billion Belgian exports to Romania, and from Romania to Belgium, let me see here, 920 million euros. That is trade of goods. So, and it goes up with, last year went up with quite a few percentage points. 18%. And 10% from the Romanian side to Belgium. So it's ongoing, and it's very interesting. And then you have here the breakdown in the major export items. And you know, it's classical. Huh? The Dacia cars are the best cars to rent in Brussels because they are 4x4 and they are. But it's not only Dacia cars; it's the rest. What is also important, and that you don't see in the statistics because it's much more difficult to quantify, is what they call the balance of services. And at this moment in time, Romania has a positive balance of services towards Belgium. So it's the other way around. For goods, it's a positive balance for Belgium. For services, it's a positive balance for Romania. And if the extrapolation of the last figures is still going on, it's explosive. It's an increment of 2-3 times of what happened last year. And if it goes on like this, it will be around 1 billion euro per year from Belgium to Romania, and 2 billion from Romania to Belgium. That's in services. That is not in goods. And the biggest part in that, that's why we have a few people from the logistics here, is transportation. It's exploding, the transportation. Now, the statistics for the trade of services is very complicated, because you have trilateral services. Transportation of goods to Poland by a Belgian company or by a Romanian, and so it's a very they come to that balance figure by subtracting from the current balances, subtracting goods and other things that they can quantify, and the rest is services. But it's explosive, and that's also because Romania is member of the European Union. Services have a very easy way of going around through the whole of the European Union, and for some way or the other, it's registered. These services are registered on our bilateral balance. So transportation and then all kinds of other costs. The architects and the engineering companies and that kind of thing, they build somewhere between the two countries. Transportation is very important. And transportation, that's why we like to talk also with Mega Image here. Transportation of goods, it's distribution, and then you go on. And that bookkeeping is complicated, but is illustrative of the good economic links between the two countries. Is that an answer?
So by the end of this year, you will see a bilateral trade overpassing 2 billion euros?
Trade of goods and services, yes. Yeah.
When you are saying Belgium, what do you want people to think about? Aside maybe chocolates and sweets and beer that we already know.
The image we want to have of Belgium is a total economy. It's not only consumer goods. A lot of machinery, a lot of investments from Belgium in Romania are in the production sector that you don't see. Bits and pieces of cars are being made by Belgian companies here in Romania. You will never see that bit. Even if you step into your car, it's underneath somewhere. Electronics. And then a big sponsor of this happening is software, IT. IT people. Romanian IT people working for a Belgian company. So what we try to project abroad is a society where you live well, where you eat well, but when you have very sharp, modern economic activity. Pharmaceuticals. I'm sure that when you fall ill, you will take a Belgian pill. I will not give you the ailments that you will have to be treated with Belgian pills, but a lot of the pills comes from Belgium. The chemicals, basic chemicals in daily life, a lot comes from Belgium, from Antwerp. All these things is traded with Romania. So it's not only chocolate and beer. But chocolate is good.
I think in the last weeks, Belgium was very much in the news with all what happened in Belgium. And the day that I wanted to send out the invitation for all the Belgian week was the day of the attacks in Brussels. So you see that good and bad is very close to each other. And I will remember when I was on a business trip in end of the 90s, And we had that famous Mr. Dutroux. And I was in Singapore, and somebody said, from where you are? I said, I'm from Belgium. Ah, Dutroux. I said, no. We have also something else. So the same is happening now, is that we have these attacks in Belgium, and everyone knows Belgium because of this. But there is much more in Belgium than just this. This I want to say about Belgium.